Machine. I wasn't always just a single shade, a palette full of gray in reverie, and I can burn it brighter than the sun. I have a coding gun inside of me. Don't box me in, don't, or I'll leave. I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else than your machine. It's plain and simple, dear. I'll still be here when you're gone. You gather souvenirs, but I will never be your pawn. Your pawn. Your pawn. My love wasn't ever a game. I lay with
Welcome to the Thursday stream. I hope everyone's having an awesome Thursday. It is Friday Junior, folks. Welcome, everybody. Derry Bennett, welcome. Have you seen the live news today? No. Not like the strictly like second by second play. Welcome. Hey, Pretty, please search John Kennedy sounds the alarm on dangerous imported shrimp. I can't. This is the world we live in. Yep. It is when we have Foghorn Leghorn getting up and putting alien displays in Congress, which if they were actually interested in solving the root issue, which is like, let's be real, not enough regulations. If only we had a well-funded food emphasis on the Food and Drug Administration. But of course, someone like John Kennedy is not going to do that, so it kind of doesn't hit the same. Michael Hasser, welcome. Omega Star, welcome. Sup? Hope everyone's doing okay. Today, once again, is going to be a short stream-ish. Because I already feel my voice dying. Doing all right yourself? I'm hanging in there. Hey, the dude! Welcome. Let's get started, folks. No restream bot today? There should be. Maybe it's not working. Maybe the stream bot's falling asleep. Let's see. I'm just gonna hit refresh and hope it works. Maybe the bot's asleep. I see. So the issue is the bot's not detecting the YouTube chat. That's why I don't see anybody. Who's a good bot? Not this guy. Not Restream. Restream's being a bad bot. Let's see if we can bring it. Let's see if we can bring it back. In the meantime, I'm probably going to have to go over to YouTube and make sure that we're saying hello to everybody. All right, welcome everybody. Okay, so I do see everybody on YouTube. Unfortunately, for some reason, the chat is not responding. John Lithium, welcome. Gloria Gaynor sucks now. Yep, I remember this. Where's the rest of chat? Unfortunately, you're all going to be separate today, I think. John Lithium, Dude, Tropical Ding Dong, Bad Lefty, Michael, Moanep. I thought you just didn't like us anymore. No, I didn't realize it's a party in both places. Yeah, there you go. Heat, how's it going? Got my shots today and then went home to watch the effing hearing. Yeesh. Get your vaccines, people. Indeed, we're probably gonna have to. We're definitely gonna talk about that. Stream not found. I'm trying to get the bots to the restream thing to go, but if it doesn't go, it doesn't go. I'll just keep hopping in back and forth, reading both chats. It's not the most ideal situation, but it is what it is. Because I see, look, both streams are happening. Everything seems to be good. Oh wait, I think the bot decided to wake up. Hey, good evening, Restream bot. Good evening, Restream bot. Good to see that you're finally deciding to wake up. Look at that. Who's a good bot? There we go. Look at that. It only took me like 4 refreshes of the chat to make it come back and work. Yeah, there you go. All right. That makes everything so much easier because I can see everybody now. I don't have to hop back and forth. Excellent. Pets Restream bot. Yeah, look at that. Ladybug, welcome. I mean, I'm human according to dead internet theory. Like, pretty much 50% or more of the internet is just bots. So, you know, you can figure that out amongst yourselves, right? Most of the internet is just bots anyways. You can figure that out amongst yourselves. Play Among Us. And try to figure out who's the bot. Alright, folks, let's get started. We do want to try to get through some of this. I had no way. I mean, I heard about Dead Internet, but really, I don't know. Like, I mean, I think that to a certain extent, like, there might be, like, some truth to that. That, like, there's just so much, activity on the internet, comments, accounts, you know, things like that are just, like, they're just bot farms. I mean, bot farms are pretty big. So, I mean, to an extent, like, yeah, there's a lot of the internet that's not real, so to speak. So, for instance, there's 2 bad lefty accounts. Math would suggest that one of us is a robot. Yeah, I'm thinking it's this one. It even has a Wikipedia page. The dead internet theory is a conspiracy theory which asserts that since around 2016, the internet has consisted of mainly bot activity and automatically generated content manipulated by algorithmic curation as part of a coordinated and intentional effort to control population and minimize organic human activity. I mean, like, you see, that's where they kind of lose me. Because, I mean, yeah, I could believe that there's an uncomfortable amount of, like, artificial activity, meaning, like, bots, profiles and stuff like that are just fake. But, like, to say that this is all to, you know, make this, like, one big giant conspiracy for population control or whatever, I don't know. I don't know how far that goes, but I do believe that there's a significant portion or significant size significant size of the internet that is just bots. Yeah, it's not all coordinated. Yeah, I think it's about money. I mean, that's also true. You could generate bot farms to try to pump up your your website or your channel or your algorithm or whatever. Yeah, exactly. Money printer, fake engagement, exactly. Um, that totally tracks. I could buy that. Nadia, welcome. All right, folks, let's get started. Speaking of that, RFK was being grilled and sautéed today. Oh, we'll get to that. On the piggybacking of Florida's decision to eliminate all vaccine mandates, essentially, or they're going to push to try to eliminate vaccine mandates. Congratulations to polio, measles, and any other really preventable diseases. Congratulations to those diseases. It seems like Florida's single-handedly being the leader in trying to bring those diseases back. And just to be clear, folks, just because it's happening in Florida, diseases don't respect borders. There's a lot of people that go to Florida for tourism. I don't know why, but they do. So yeah, I mean, as vaccination levels decrease below the threshold of, I think it's like 90 something percent. If I'm correct, I think it's like 90, I want to say like 93, 95% to maintain that kind of, herd immunity protection. Once those vaccination rates go below that, which I assume that inevitably they will in Florida, we're going to start seeing that. And if people go vacation there, they're going to bring those diseases, preventable diseases, back to wherever they are. So yeah, it's cool. Very cool stuff happening in the state of Florida. The freest state, by the way. The free state of Florida. That's going to affect Georgia bigly. Yeah, any surrounding areas or people that go vacation there for some weird reason. Yeah, making a comeback. Whooping cough is deadly to infants. I'm really not gleeful. Oh, it's not about being gleeful. It's about having what is it? Gallows humor? Situations completely effed. Situations effed, folks. Flu season's about to pop off in Florida, too. Yep. And you know who that affects mostly? Children and elderly people. Children and elderly people. Yeah, F them all. Also, the party of saving the kids, right? Protecting the children. Am I getting that right? The party of family values and protecting children. Yeah. Echo Ruster Dragon, welcome. Listening in while I work. Audio mode. Nice. Will petition his governor to stop all out of state southern traffic. I mean, yeah. Look, listen, I wouldn't blame states for wanting people from Florida to stay there. And I would also say that in general, people should not be traveling to Florida for the foreseeable future. Like, I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. If they really follow through with this, because it seems to me like the Department of Health of Florida can do some things, but what the Surgeon General was implying is that they need Congress to go all the way for certain mandates, but whatever they can do that's within their purview to loosen rules and regulations to try to attempt to get rid of these vaccine mandates, they're going to do. And just by virtue of this press conference and this stance that the Florida government is taking, that is just by default going to tank vaccination rates. I mean, that's it. Just by virtue of the government saying, you know what, we're going to just get rid of that. It's not necessary. Everything is fine. People are going to take that, especially if people are not informed, and they're listening to the Surgeon General say, hey, the vaccine mandates, we're going to do away with it. It's going to give the impression that vaccines are important, which I would understand someone who, doesn't know, is being told by the Surgeon General of the state that vaccinations perhaps aren't as important anymore. And just Godspeed, everybody. That by virtue, even if they don't like make it into law or something, that by virtue, the stance that the government is taking, is enough to start lowering vaccination numbers. They don't even care about guns in school, so how much do they care about preventable diseases? Yep. You saying that just makes me think that copycat red states are doing the same. Oh, I'm sure that if it becomes like if it becomes a thing in Florida, I'm pretty sure just like they have copycat laws in other states, I'm pretty sure that these departmental rules about vaccination may spread depending on how red your state is. That could possibly be coming to a ruby red state near you. And again, diseases don't respect borders. So if even if like a third of the country, right? Like even if like a handful of red states act this way, it still affects everybody else, right? Anyone who's traveling to these red states, and the people that are in these red states traveling to other places, too. Diseases don't respect borders. Diseases don't respect political parties. Diseases don't respect who you voted for. Diseases don't respect whether or not what RFK Jr. said is true or not. The reality is, you're going to get sick. You're going to get other people sick. And that's the messed up part. That's the messed up part. Yeah, spreading as fast as diseases, states as red as their inhabitants' faces. Exactly. Just like Republicans. Suggest Brazil for the training of fascism movie. Yeah. Seriously, folks. Stay safe out there. Don't go to Florida if you can avoid it. I'm not even like joking. That's not even like a hyperbolic comment. Avoid Florida. If you don't have to go there, don't. Try to practice common sense. Get your vaccines up to date. Just because you've had these vaccines earlier in life, you may just want to get you may want to ask your doctor if you just need a quick booster, okay? Because sometimes that may be required. I don't know. My suggestion would be to talk to your doctor, of course, and practice common sense, folks. Try to follow your own advice. Yes. Absolutely, especially being in a ruby red state. Not great. Let's see if I can start here.
Millions of Americans struggling with ballooning prices.
Rents are too high, childcare is too high.
There are many American families that are a simple root canal away from financial disaster.
More American families are drowning in debt.
Yeah, I mean, like the fact that that's even a thing is wild. Like basic dental care, a root canal can literally put somebody in debt because it costs a lot of money. May I suggest bed rotting? It works wonders. Meaning like just hanging out in bed? I'm down with that. I'm okay with that.
Household debt now at $17.94 trillion.
Cool.
Renita is one of the 60% of Americans living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, don't think about anything. I like that idea. I like that idea. Just hang out in bed. Whip out some Silk Song. I'm just kidding. I don't have Silk Song. I still need to beat the first Hollow Knight. Ground level news, welcome. Literally just happened to me. Oof. You seriously never heard the term bed rotting? Nope. Nope, this is the first time I'm hearing it. I'm not even joking. In fact, I'm gonna look it up right now. Oh, yeah. I mean, like, we used to call it, we used to call it something else. We used to call it, like, vegetating. Back in my day, when we were younger, we used to call it vegetating after a hard a day of partying. Hard night of partying. Did Gen Z rename something else and act like they invented it? Yep. My friend calls it planting, and I like that. It's the same concept. Yeah, I think probably. I mean, like we're, yeah, it's pretty similar. Vegetating, planting. Yeah, I mean, I would probably understand that. I haven't heard planting, but I would associate that quicker than bed rotting. I need to have like a fake cane to wave around every time I hear these newfangled terms. We're learning something new every day, chat. CVS has nice canes. No, like I actually have to like make my own or something. I wouldn't like buy like a cane. I think we're more distressed these days and more people are looking for comfort. Oh, 100%. 100%. Like this right here, okay? This right here is exactly a product of that, okay? Okay, this right here is exactly a product of that. To try to return to my gaming roots. Buying a second, you know, and well, I guess nowadays it's old. But that PC handheld right there is exactly a product of that. Get off my lawn. Get a cane with a sword in it. Those are cool. I've seen those before. Those are really cool. And we don't have the same coping like community. Yep. Every day is school day. Don't go. No. You would be immediately stopped. Immediately stopped.
She works full-time to provide for her 4-year-old son. He has a developmental disorder, so he has therapy 4 times a week and needs extra care in general.
If you're in a single income household like mine, the odds are kind of stacked against you at that point.
These days, when Renita is short on cash, she's been using Earnin, one of these new banking apps that call themselves Earned Wage Access. And they've got a pretty appealing pitch.
Did you go to work today? Probably. Did you get paid for the work you did today? Probably not. You won't see that money till Friday, right?
Stop waiting for payday. With Earnin, you can get paid as you work.
I can get you up to $500 of your future money now.
I just partnered up with Dave.
They've got ads with celebs like Jason.
Like this is actually like kind of, this is actually like kind of sick, honestly. Not in a good way. Like this is disgusting. Yeah, like modern day pay late lenders, pretty much. Soul Life, welcome. Or get a sword with a cane in it. Aha. Like 21st century payday loans type stuff. It's a payday loan in app form. This 30-year-old scam almost lost 15 years of her life because of this. Yep. Pay me now and I'll pay you for my meal in 3 installments over time. Yep. Loan sharks, exactly. This is gross behavior. 100. This should be illegal, man. Like I'm not even joking. This stuff shouldn't even exist. Like right off the rip, we're 1 minute in, and like nah, fam, this is wild stuff. Online school has been pretty good for us. First week done. Nice. She took out a payday loan in 2004, and it was almost COVID by the time she recovered from it. Jesus. Wow.
Derulo, and flashy investors like Mark Cuban. They've got Democratic lawmakers' support.
That's wild.
And lobbyists who sound like Bernie Sanders.
Cost of living has skyrocketed across the country.
2/3 of Americans live paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, so let's put those Americans in debt. Like let's give them virtual chains. Let's give them virtual chains, okay? Like we no longer have like the metal, right? Like the physical chains. We have virtual ones. Like you're gonna be indebted for the next 20 freaking years paying off this silly nonsense. Like, come on, man. Insane how they put it in app form and acting like it's new. Yeah, the only new thing is the only new innovation is just how, like, to put it in front of more people, hoping that they can prey off more people who are desperate because they live paycheck to paycheck. Have you seen the Dems? I seen them. I see them. I'm getting more enraged towards Democrats and liberals, and people think I'm a hater. This stuff is why. Yeah, I mean, like, look, I don't. And it seems like the DNC is accelerating into this rad lib shit. I mean, look, I completely understand the criticisms for the Democratic Party, because ultimately the problem here, is that they are captured by capital. I mean, like, that's it. Right, like that's fundamentally the core problem as to why it's devolved into all this nonsense. Why large corporations are the way they are. A lot of it, at least for the modern Democratic Party that exists right now, it's not built like an opposition party. Not really. It's in some sense, yeah, like they oppose Republicans in some things, but the fundamental thing is that they are captured by capital. That's it. Like that's the fundamental core problem that's created this rot. Is the capture by capital. I mean, to have Democratic lawmakers, like, you know, be okay with this is wild. Wild stuff.
Check to paycheck.
Paycheck to
Yeah, they have lobbyists to do good by just like the Republicans. Yeah, like that's the difference. Like, okay, yeah, sure, both parties are captured by capital. The difference is more like, I would say, like the difference between like the Republicans and the Democrats is like the Republicans have no qualms about what their goal is. Their goal is to enact fascism and an authoritarian state. By using capital, right? They're both. Capital does put money into the Republican Party for that, for the only to the ends of suppressing the working class, which Republicans are very, very much in favor of, and they buy off Dems so that there is no opposition. That's pretty much it. Pretty much it. The Republicans want to enact fascism. Democrats want to keep the gravy train rolling, and unfortunately, that can't be. Unfortunately, you can't have, you can't go back to the same thing. This system is not working. You need something new. We need to evolve past capitalism, essentially. And the Democrats currently, for the most part, of course, you have your outliers, but for the most part, the Democratic Party is just not equipped. They're not there to meet the moment because they're captured by capital. Apparently, the wealthy deserve their wealth because they work hard stealing money from the poor. Yeah, it's hard work, you know. It's hard work greasing up the wheels of Washington. They're more like the caucus of the Republican Party. Serious. I mean, like, really, if you really, like, listen to some of these Democrats, especially the more corporate Dems, again, this is not, like, every single Democrat is, but, like, especially on the federal level, you hear some of these Dems, and it just sounds like Republicans from, like, 10 years ago. I know it's not the heroic thing to do, but I just want to leave. I mean, I feel that, you know, I feel that it's not a knock on anyone that can, and does, you know.
They say they're fighting for the underdogs, like David slaying Goliath. Goliath being predatory big banks.
Yeah, predatory big banks by replacing it with predatory, like virtual loan sharks. Cool. Like, hey, is there any regulation for this? Is there any regulation for this? Because, like, man, this feels illegal, man. I'm on Berlin right now. Yep.
Actually,
I don't blame you.
These apps have a different take.
That should be illegal.
I feel deceived by it. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane.
This is not some scrappy fintech startup scene. This is a industry that's backed by billionaires like Larry Ellison and Mark Andreessen to make profits off people who are struggling.
Today, I'm going to show you how EWA apps can make life feel like a series of traps.
Because it is. It's a trap.
And even if you don't use these apps, they could affect you too. Because with the help of lawmakers and the nation's largest employers, earned wage access is perpetuating some of the most unstable parts of our economic system. And with one wrong move, the whole thing could collapse. Here's how it works. Runita has connected her bank account to Earnin.
If I want to borrow money, it tells me like how much I can cash out.
In Earnin language, that amount is her earnings, and it's determined by an algorithm.
Cool.
Spin the little wheel, and then you choose to transfer out. Wait, what's that? So, yeah, it says tip what you think is fair. So they're asking for a tip.
That's phenomenal.
No, I do not.
that is phenomenal. Fantastic stuff here. Fantastic stuff. The predatory loan shark app is literally just asking for tips. Right. The audacity, man. I mean, that really, it's actually incredible. Like it is actually incredible. It's actually incredible. And they want tips from broke people. Exactly. Like, hello, the whole point is because you need that money. You need that money now. And they're like, yeah, can we get a tip though? What? Wolfglen, welcome. This is horrible capitalism. Sucks. Yep. To make it worse, my family drummed into my head to always have 12 months of savings and CDs of different lengths of time. Capitalism sucks. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, maybe like in a different alternate reality, there ain't no way that, you know, I would be able to generate 12 months of savings. Like that's wild. Like maybe in a different time, maybe in a different time. I'm old and 64. Okay, yeah, I mean that if your parents told you, I mean that's a different time. Like that nowadays, not a thing, not feasible. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying like a lot of people just can't. Also, does that tip go to the hourly contractor watching the servers in some office somewhere, or to the executives? Who knows? 12 days would be a stretch. That is straight saving. Invest goes into a different pool of money. Gotcha. Yeah, no, I mean, I wish. I wish I could just, like, say that for the next year I'm okay if I lose my job tomorrow. But that's not how it works. I mean, we literally have 2 full-time working adults here. You know? Keeping the pillars standing, you know?
What do you think about this app asking you for a tip?
The
Wild.
audacity.
Yeah, I didn't even.
I'm
Okay,
here
just
to
to
borrow
be
money.
just to be clear, like I didn't even, I didn't even watch this video, but yeah, the audacity. That's the word, man. That's the word right there. I am a poor.
I don't have any to give you.
Right.
Okay, surely nobody tips their banking app, right?
Like that's
But the
wild.
data shows that the apps receive tips 73% of the time.
Wild.
This is because they're very manipulative.
Wild.
At one point, Earnin made you click 13 times to opt out of tipping. And the Dave app messes with your emotions, telling you your tip is going towards helping hungry children. As
Bro, wild. Wild.
you decrease
This is like being asked by, like, I don't know, like Walmart or something, like, hey, do you want a tip? Or like McDonald's, like, remember back in the, I don't even know if this still exists, like the Ronald McDonald Charity Fund or whatever by McDonald's. Like, yeah, would you like to donate to that? Like, bro, you're McDonald's, dude. How many billions of dollars do you have? Yeah, the company in general. This is awful. The U.S. is a sick society. Yep. They did that Panda Express with me, and the girl got an attitude because she asked me 3 times and I said no. I mean, like, Jesus, man.
the tip
Holy
amount.
crap.
You make the little animated child sad by taking her food away.
Oh my
But
god!
an FTC investigation found that
What?
for each percentage point of a tip, Dave only donates 10 cents. So if I
that's-
tip 10% on a $100 advance,
Yeah,
my tip
so
is 10
just to be clear, like, somebody asked about where the tips are going. Yeah, okay, well.
dollars, but only $1 of that is going towards feeding hungry kids. That's not enough for 10 healthy meals, and the other $9, those Dave pockets.
Nice.
In SEC filings, Dave reported making $68 million from tips last year. And according to Earnin,
About 40% of our revenue is tips.
Oh, so 0 tip, and
No,
you gotta
the same
go
wheel.
select
Yeah.
0.
so after opting out of tipping a banking algorithm, Runita has 2 options to receive her cash. If she sold
Just wild stuff. In the EU, people refuse tips. Yeah, because you actually get wages. Blakely just said today that she promoted someone asking for donations to Gaza and found out that person ripped everybody off. Yeesh. Yikes. That's just messed up, man. Like, look, if you want to set up like a donation charity event, okay, to help people like suffering through genocide, like, yeah, Godspeed. But like to then use that to profit or to, you know, pull the rug out of from under everyone, that's kind of sick, man. Like that takes a special kind of twisted. That takes a special level of twisted to do something like that. That takes a really twisted kind of
selects
person
the free
to do that.
version, the money could take a day or 2 to hit her bank account. With the lightning speed option, she can get it right away, but there's a transaction fee between $4 and $6.
And then once you click that, then
That is right.
yep.
Like, isn't it? Wouldn't it be considered like embezzlement? Wouldn't it be considered embezzlement? right? I mean, I would have to look up the definition. Embezzlement? Theft or misappropriation of funds placed in one's trust or belonging to one's employer. I mean, like that, it may not be like to the employer, but if you have funds put in your trust, meaning in your care, then yeah.
That completes it, yep.
The next time Runita gets her paycheck, Earnin automatically takes back the money she withdrew plus any fees. So when I heard this, I was kind of like, okay, this just sounds like a payday loan where you borrow.
100%. That's literally like the first thing I thought of. Was one of the payday loans. Stealing money by deception, aka common fraud. Yeah.
A few $100s and pay it back with your next paycheck, with lots of interest, of course.
What are the interest rates?
Ireland.
There. Damn, I thought that was the year of establishment.
But all of the EWA app users I talked to said they would never consider taking out a payday loan.
I grew up seeing people use them, and the energy is already kind of like down, feels kind of loan sharky. They're always in buildings that are not well kept, abandoned shopping malls.
The apps, on the other hand, have bright colors and clean design. You can download them right from Apple's App Store and on Google Play. That's gotta mean something, right?
Yeah, completely fine. Completely fine. Not unless there's some kind of clause before you donate saying it was a risk, a hidden clause, maybe, but I mean...
They're sending you...
Like, that only goes so far, right? And when I see those payday counters, we're always in the back of check cashing places in the worst neighborhoods. Yeah, for a reason, to try to, to try to predate on poor people.
Videos on Snapchat, they've got cuddly mascots, and they've got paid influencers on Instagram and TikTok that reassure you that it's totally not alone because...
No late fees, no credit checks, and no interest.
It's your own money, just earlier.
And if you don't see their ads on social media or TV, you may see them at work.
It was in the teacher's bathroom, next to the OSHA signs.
Lee saw an ad for an app called...
That's actually wild, man. Like, that is actually wild. That they put that, like, in the workplace. That is wild stuff, man. Wild stuff. Man, what dystopic freaking, level are we living in here? That's wild. I saw a video where they said the US was going into recession, then they went on to say we can make good money from recession, effing capitalism. Oh, 100%. 100%. I can assure you they exist, Soul Life. It's okay. It's for when your check doesn't go far enough. Yep. Yeah, massive red flag to have this in your workplace. Imagine walking in and you see this.
Daily Pay at the school they worked at in Kansas. Daily Pay is one of the EWA companies that partners with big corporations.
Yeah, it's the job admitting they don't pay you enough. Yep.
Like Amazon, Target, and McDonald's to offer paycheck advances as a benefit, like PTO or health insurance. So Lee signed up, the school turned over their payroll information to Daily Pay, and soon Lee could start withdrawing money from their paycheck whenever they wanted.
I have money in my account before payday, right? It's almost like endorphins.
Like Runita, Lee grew up watching their parents take out payday loans and saw how financially damaging that was.
My mom has been using the same payday for 25 years. You have to pay them back every month and you still get the same loan, but they make interest on it. Yep.
But obviously, even with that, like, I fell for this. I didn't
It's okay, So Live. Just chill.
see it as a loan. You're not like signing stuff. You know, you're not sitting and reading through
Leave
a loan
it
agreement.
be. Leave
It's
it
just
be.
like it's instant, it's fast, and it seems cheap.
It seems cheap. A lot of people I spoke to said that exact thing, and I decided to find out if it was true. If we want to compare two loans to see which one will end up being cheaper, we can't just look at the simple interest rate. That won't give you the full picture. What you want to do is calculate each loan's APR, or annual percentage rate. I know, this equation looks scary, but don't worry, there are online calculators where you just plug in your numbers and they'll do this math for you. APR is like the price of a loan. It takes into account what you'll pay in interest and in fees and the number of days you have to repay. The more time you have to repay the loan, the lower the price of the loan. So let's say you need $100 now. If you took that as a payday loan, that would likely cost you $15 in fees, and it'd be due back in 2 weeks, 14 days.
Yeah, speaking words of wisdom, let it be.
The APR would be 391%. That's expensive. Credit card cash advances usually top out around 36%. So what if you took that $100 out from Earnin instead? Well, Renita actually did that yesterday, and I asked her to calculate her APR. Her only fee was that small Lightning transfer fee of $3.99. But she's going to get her paycheck tomorrow, and even if she needs the money for something else, Earnin will take back what she owes right away. So she only has 1 day to repay, which means her APR is
$1,456.35%.
Cool. Very cool. Very normal. Very, very good stuff happening here. Very good stuff happening. This is late stage capitalism. It's all going to break eventually. I mean, yeah, if nothing stops it. Yeah, if nothing changes. Yeah. Trump is also having have a speed running towards it breaking. Yep.
Insane. That's a lot. My mind is blown. Jesus Christ.
A study conducted by California regulators found that the average APR for companies like Earnin is 334%. But these calculations don't include all the random hidden charges these apps can have, like subscription fees.
I don't care how small the fee is. They're getting it right back the next day. That should be illegal.
Yes, quadruple-digit interest rates should be illegal, so why aren't they? Well, interest rates are regulated on a state-by-state basis. I'm currently in New York, where the APR on small loans is 25%. That effectively bans payday loans. Their business model just isn't as profitable without high fees and interest rates, so they don't operate here. But EWA companies do, because of an extremely dumb loophole.
There's no way that should be legal. I mean, it shouldn't be, but here we are. Hey, Nadia from Twitch.
Lending laws technically only apply to loans.
These are not loans. EWA is access to earned wages, not a loan.
We are advancing money and getting paid back.
Right, guys, it's not a loan. You're just borrowing money and paying it back later. And now, how come you don't have to cap your interest rates?
There's no interest charged ever because these are not loans.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You're not a loan because you don't charge interest. And
Wait
those fees
a
and tips
minute.
you charge are not interest because only loans have interest, and you're not a loan. If you're starting to get dizzy, buckle up because there's more. EWA lobbyists use words like
choice,
dignity,
flexibility.
They're trying to convince lawmakers that they're providing an important service to working Americans. And they started doing this years ago, before most people had ever heard about earned wage access. That's allowed them to define the narrative by repeating the same 5 talking points.
Workers can only access their own money.
Their own money. It is absolutely not a loan.
Because our product is not a loan, no EWA provider charges interest.
There is no interest.
We do not charge any late fees or interest ever.
Wages you have already earned that are trapped in a batch payroll cycle.
The antiquated payroll system.
Arbitrary payday.
Arbitrary 2 or 4 week pay cycle.
Even if we were to assign an APR rate, it'd be like
Misleadingly high.
Emphasizing APRs is misleading for a non-loan product with no interest or recourse.
There's also no requirement to repay.
They have
That's
literally
not
forever
okay.
to
That's
pay it back. Right? So because it's their money, they're just borrowing against their future self.
What? What? What kind of like? What kind of like Acme? Okay, Acme cartoon level scheme is this? This is actually wild. This is actually wild. Don James on Twitch trying to dissolve them of all liability. Yep. I can't say for websites in chat, but the privacy site links to your bank and generates virtual credit cards. It's free because they make money in transaction fees paid by vendors. They could do something like that here. Yep. Usury laws used to cap interest rates. Yep. No interest, no or recourse. Yep. But not a loan. Seth Evans, welcome. Just periodic finance charges as a percentage of interest, but it's not a loan. Yep. I'm about to do that in court. Yes, I took the car and it didn't belong to me, but it wasn't theft. I simply drove a car without permission. Right. It's not theft, okay? So an unsecured loan, like a credit card. Yeah, but not really. But it's not. Okay, Mr. CEO, besides tips, how do you make any money? No fees? Oh, no, there's fees. It's just not interest. You see? These days, privacy now offers paid and business services. You can make money without being a greedy POS and preying off the poor.
You say borrowing, they're accessing wages against their future self.
Wait a minute, what did he just say?
They have literally forever to pay it back. Right? So because it's their money, they're just borrowing against their future self. I shouldn't say borrowing, they're accessing wages against their future self.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on 1 second. Pause. It's not a loan, but you're borrowing money. Huh. Okay, I guess words just literally don't have meanings anymore. Okay, cool.
Can't even keep their own tangled knots straight.
I was getting lost in all the corporate doublespeak, so I got help from Andy Morrison. That's him testifying against EWA lobbyists in the New York State House.
These are essentially payday loans by another name.
Andy debunked every talking point. First up, that there's no interest.
It's not true. The average effective interest rate on EWA loans is over 330% APR.
Wait, that's just freaking criminal, man. Criminal, man. Oh, hey, free money. Yeah, I guess, right? Like, if we don't have to pay it back and there's no interest, then you're just giving us free money? Yeah, okay. That's the revolving line of credit you're describing, sir. Even the definition of the word cannot resist the power of bottomless greed of capitalists for profit. True. Yeah. Credit cards are more revolving accounts than loans, which is basically people who pulled a similar terminology scam over 50 years ago. Yep. Yeah, words, smurds, who cares? They have no meaning. Whatever.
So are fees the same thing as interest?
Yes. When the cost of a loan is calculated, it's inclusive of fees. And in this case, it should be inclusive of the tips.
Yeah, I mean, like, you can call it whatever you want. You can try to pretend and, like, you know, bend and twist the definitions of what is a loan or isn't. But, like, let's be for real. I mean, like, you are borrowing money and then paying that money back with fees and tips on top of it or whatever. That sounds like a loan to me. Yeah, free money. I have a lot of things to use free money on if there's any being given away. I mean, according to this guy, you have forever to pay it back. You have forever to pay it back, and there's no interest. There's nothing. I guess you just get free money. I guess according to this guy, you just get your paycheck ahead of time, and you know that's it. Ironically, in light of the subject at hand, a lot of that is something. Debt. Yep.
What about their claim that you never have to pay it back?
They have access to your bank account. They're getting paid.
Yeah, Rose by another name. Puff past that free money pipe. Yep.
Paid virtually every single time.
And those antiquated payroll systems.
There's nothing inherently broken about a 2-week pay cycle. What's broken is that wages...
What's broken is capitalism, bro. Yes. What's broken is wages are crap because those wages are being stolen and suppressed to feed the pockets, to line the pockets of capitalists. That's it. Like, that's what's happening. Why are the wages too low? Because capitalists need it to be low to line their pockets. Yeah, you don't need to pay it back. They'll pay it back for you with your money. Yeah, which they essentially garnish off your paycheck. So cool stuff, you know. Cool stuff happening. Yeah, you start the loan pre-garnished. Yeah.
Too low, and the cost of living is too high for millions of workers.
Is APR really misleading for these short-term loans?
It's just the standard of measurement for loans. Everywhere.
Andy said EWA companies claim annual percentage rates are misleading because their loans don't last for a whole year.
That's like saying that you didn't violate the speed limit in miles per hour because you didn't drive for an hour. You were only driving for 2 minutes.
And finally, altogether now, is it really your own money?
What they're doing is lending. They're offering a worker money against their future earnings. The worker has to pay that back. It's a loan.
Just in the past few years, these apps have drained at least $500 million in fees and tips from working Americans, and that's just in New York.
Yeah, I mean, that's wild, man. That's wild. That stuff like this is, like, allowed, man. That's just wild stuff. Wild stuff. Except because you voluntarily agreed to it, it's not exempt to the various normal legal caps, presumably, that exist for now. Yep.
This should piss off lawmakers, and yet...
A lot of lawmakers kind of fall for it hook, line, and sinker.
Earned wage access, in my opinion, does not qualify as a loan.
I think it is an...
Ooh, shame.
Amazing concept.
Shame.
You're not loaning me, you know, the money. It's mine. I earned it.
I do think that this is a real solution for our constituents.
Once they win over enough lawmakers, fintech lobbyists get one of them to introduce a regulatory law. During the hearing, they're like, hey, we're not predatory. Look, we want to be regulated.
I crisscross the country generally supporting legislation.
Meanwhile, the legislation was written by fucking ALEC, the guys that are secretly behind tons of conservative state laws. Nice.
Cool. Very cool stuff. Nice.
And bills that weaken labor unions and restrictive voter ID laws. They're basically a fill-in-the-blank bill factory for pro-corporate lawmakers. That's how the same EWA bill ended up on state house floors across the country. It gives legal blessing to the way these companies already operate, and ensures they won't have to cap fees or disclose APRs or be subject to other lending rules.
And it becomes extremely difficult to remove them once they become entrenched.
And once people start using these apps to help pay the bills, they quickly become dependent on them. The average EWA user takes out 36 advances a year. The average payday loan consumer takes
Yeah, paid off. Not falling for it. Paid off. Yep. Oh, look, it's the capitalist legislative mill. Yeah.
about 8. As I talked to Runita about each of her recent earn-in advances, I started to see how that happens.
The first time Runita used Earnin, it was a couple years ago after her son was born. She had just switched to this remote job, which was a pay cut, but it let her stay home and care for her son at the time. And then after she went back to her normal job, she actually stopped using Earnin for nearly 2 years. She got on a stable financial footing. She even bought this house.
Nice.
But housing costs are expensive, and for a bunch of complicated reasons, her child support payment is less this year than it was before. And that put Runita in this really precarious position where if one thing went wrong, it would completely throw her off financially. And about 2 weeks ago, that's exactly what happened.
My son wakes up really early sometimes, and it was like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I went to try to like open an app on my phone, and it wasn't loading, and I was like, did they
That was literally everyone right now. Yep.
turn my internet off? And I checked the router, and it said your service has been interrupted for non-payment, and I'm like, what the heck are you talking about?
The bill used
Not to diminish your story. No, I would say, I would say that it's more of a representation of what's happening in this around the country. I think she's a perfect like representation of like what the situation is for the working class. So yeah, I agree with you. I agree.
Auto pay, but for some reason wasn't anymore.
They told me I had to pay like over $200. I had like $50 in my bank account. That was the first domino, and everything else just kind of fell apart from there.
Runita borrowed $150 from Earnin to pay the internet bill, the $20 reconnection fee, and the $6 Earnin fee.
I had to like go to the McDonald's and use their Wi-Fi.
That setback meant Runita had to borrow again just 3 days later for gas, and 4 days after that for a utility bill.
Oof.
Which meant her next paycheck was smaller. Which meant she ended up borrowing again 3 more times over the next week, leading to another small paycheck, which led to more borrowing and another small paycheck, until she was trapped in a debt cycle. By comparison, the previous month, Runita only borrowed 1 time.
You don't have room to breathe. It's like you can't breathe. Every dollar is like accounted for. Like it leaves no room for errors.
Fintech's colorful.
That's just so messed up, man. Omega Star with a tier 1 sub for 3 months. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. The truth remains ever difficult. True. Appreciate it. 7 dead AFD politicians in the past 2 weeks. If I where the luck came from, but this is a good thing. No tears shed for
Emoji-filled
Nazis.
version of payday loans is just the latest in a long tradition of predatory lending. I mean, loan sharks have existed since ancient Mesopotamia, but
There are prohibitions on usury in practically every religion.
if they've innovated anything, it's that they've made it way too easy to get into debt.
When you go to the payday loan, you're kind of watching your backs. Who's seeing me walk into this building? But the cash advance apps, it's private. There's this huge social stigma against people who are poor.
Yeah, and that's by design too, right? That's kind of like encompassed into this whole like capitalism thing.
I know is in debt, but we have to pretend like we're not. And there's a lot of shame wrapped up in that.
In our
I'm pretty sure there's a term for that. Is it like is it capitalism realism? I'm pretty sure there's like a term for that. Greedflation is killing us slowly. Socialism is not a dirty word. Capitalism will bleed you dry. Yep. Silk Song came out this morning, so I've been kind of effing off. It's all good, Kirkenstein Monster. Welcome. A term for what? Like this this idea that despite this idea that number one, being poor is bad and it's a character flaw, and the idea that you need to kind of present this more opulent lifestyle than reality is. You know? I feel like there's a term for that. I could be wrong though. Like this idea, this need to like present, like you have more wealth, than you do, or something like that. Oh, Megastar gifting a tier 1 sub. Americanism. There you go. Papanada. I understood that reference. Commodity fetishism is a little related. Something like that. Yeah, something like that, right? Like where we just have like this content. I mean, we as like just we in general, like society, right? Like kind of teaches us, conditions us to like make sure that we have the latest and greatest iPhone, that we have the latest and greatest, I don't know, computer or TV, or I'm just listing stuff that is in front of me. Or that we have the latest phone, you know, even though the one that you have like 2 years ago is still just fine. You have to have like the latest model of whatever car. Yeah, something like that, I guess, would be the term. Theirs kind of tastes like chicken. Yeah, keeping up with the Joneses. Exactly. There you go. There you go. Like capitalism kind of conditions us that this is like, we have to do this. Fake it till you make it. Kind of, but not really, because like the whole, it's more like keeping up with the Joneses. Protestantism.
People are made to feel that if they're struggling financially, it's their own fault. When in fact, we have a financial system and an economy that is designed to extract money from people.
Yeah, that financial system, that economic system is called capitalism.
And I think the EWA industry really exemplifies that.
Now, at this point in a video about consumer exploitation, I would normally give a shout out to Lina Khan over at the FTC for going after EWA companies. And I'd also mention that last year, the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau issued a statement that earned wage access is a loan and should be regulated as such. But Elon Musk is on a mission to delete the CFPB, and the Trump administration has already started trying to make that happen by closing down the headquarters and telling staffers not to do any work tasks. And Lina Khan is out too. Her replacement, Andrew Ferguson, is taking the FTC in a different direction.
The previous administration, they were all about rules, rules, rules.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, dude. That's kind of how things work, man. It's like banality, but with material objects instead of just wealth. Yep. Yeah, I gotta finish the first Hollow. Is the first Hollow Knight like really long? Because I'm not that great like at playing this game. I've played like a little bit of it. Yeah, I don't know how long Hollow Knight is gonna take me to finish. But I still should probably get Silk Song, since it's not that much. I mean, like Silk Song is literally like $20. But yeah, I had to finish the first one. Molding, I feel that.
That's not what we're about in the Trump administration.
Those anti-regulation vibes are already playing out in the states. 12 states have laws on the books regulating EWA, but only 2 of those say that paycheck advances are loans.
Oh, there's several endings. I didn't know that. Don't remember it being too long. Okay, that's good.
The other 10 are EWA-friendly ALEC legislation. And if you live in one of these 18 states with EWA legislation pending, make sure your state's bill isn't the ALEC one. EWA lobbyists are trying to make it seem normal that if we're broke, we should be taking out dozens of small loans a year to get by, which, as I've shown, just makes things worse.
The solution to thirst isn't lead-contaminated water.
So, what are the solutions for people struggling to get by?
I don't know. Force companies to pay a living wage? Some of the companies that delayed their games due to Silksong also fired some of their employees. Boo! Shame. I know the damn game like the back of my hand, so maybe I'm not a good person to ask. I mean, I managed to make it work on my phone. To play, ooh, man, I'm tired. To make Hollow Knight work on my phone. So I plan to complete it and then move on to Silksong eventually. That's probably going to be a while because I'm also playing like other games. I literally just re-downloaded the Master Chief Collection and started doing a run of all the Halo games. And I made it to Halo 3 right now. So we just need Halo 4, well, Halo ODST, Halo 4, and then Halo 5. And then also, Kingdom Hearts. I have to play that. Kingdom Hearts. I also have to beat Amnesia, which I have not beat. I'm close though, so I'll probably tackle that. It's not that long of a game. I'm close. You have games on your phone? Yes, I made I made Hollow Knight work on my phone. It works. It plays. It plays at 1980 or 1920 by 1080. It plays at 60 frames, so it works. It's actually pretty cool. Halo ODST was a great game. I didn't get the respect it deserves. 100%. ODST is by far one of my favorite Halo games, besides like the original. The original Halo 3 and Halo Reach, I think. But yeah, definitely ODST is pretty good. I like it. I've played it several times at this point during my during my younger years. Halo 2 was the first game I ever pre-ordered. Yeah, I didn't have the money to pre-order, so my my best friends did. So yeah, that's how we did it. I'll never forget Halo 2 pre-order. We got that silver case. Well, my best friend got that silver case. That was so cool. He also got a brand new controller. Oh man, the golden age of video games. It's a rainy day and I got 5 hours of sleep. So tired too. Yeah, I feel that. I play chess. I'm actually not that great at chess. I'm actually not that great at chess. I would get stomped. I've played against people before online, just like virtual chess. Easily stomped. I miss Steel Cases. That was such a great release. Back in the day. Drove downstate at midnight to pick it up. Nice. Back when midnight releases were a thing.
Well,
I mean, they kind of still are, but it's not the same.
One could be community-driven credit unions, which can offer people fair loans at reasonable rates. Or, to dream even bigger, what if people didn't need to turn to debt in the first place? That's one of the reasons advocates like Andy support public banks. They're run by the state, and therefore they're accountable to us instead of private shareholders.
That's a good concept. I like that.
And since they don't exist to turn a profit, they can invest our taxes into things that would help our communities, like building affordable housing.
It's part of the recipe for how we create an economy that works for people, that doesn't exist to extract profits, but actually exists to build wealth and root wealth.
I mean, like, he's not saying it, but like what he's saying is like capitalism is fundamentally broken, and we have to get away from this concept that everything needs to turn a profit. Okay. Yeah, sleep is important. Also been playing Hell Is Us. Speaking of, is Helldivers any good? I saw that they did like some kind of ODST Halo crossover, which was pretty interesting. But is Helldivers any good? I had to swap out a dead earbud and the volume blasted my ear. Yeesh. Insomniacs unite. I'm just waiting for the Final Fantasy remaster to come out. I never actually played a lot of the Final Fantasy games, I'm gonna be honest. Helldivers is a blast? Okay. Not that great idea, but it was at least possible to play without physical access to boards or pieces and can say the moves at whatever speed you can get the message across. Gotcha. Gotcha. I mean, maybe I should start playing chess. Honestly, it's good for you. It's like making puzzles or doing Sudoku or whatever. I mean, playing video games in general is pretty good for mental stimulation. It's especially fun with friends, but you run into some cool people. Gotcha. I mean, hey, I'm from the Xbox crowd. So I was interested because they did that crossover. Very close to losing my current home. After getting laid off after leaving a long-term relationship and home. Jesus, Brasmo. Welcome. Once I got my CPAP, I started getting proper sleep. That's good to hear. Looking at the Silksong game now. Here's a good question. Do you need to actually play the first game, or can you just jump into Silksong? Not everything noticed hitmen are illegal. They need to wake the F up and start addressing these problems with capitalism, even if it's just an FDR type move. I mean, yeah, ideally you'd want a system that's a bit more robust. But like really whatever starts bringing in relief in the immediate, I would be in favor of. Helldivers is only good with friends. Rando's a bit of a slog. I mean, I have not played it, so I don't know. The system is designed to crush you. Yep. So I agree with you.
Can thrive.
But instead of talking about any of that, we're stuck debating the definition of a loan and whether biweekly pay is good or not. That is why EWA is so dangerous, even if you don't use it. And even worse, by normalizing debt as a way to deal with low wages, they're reducing the pressure that would naturally build.
No, it's a separate story, but it's technically a sequel, but a new story. Gotcha. Okay, cool. That's actually pretty cool. I mean, that means I can just skip Hollow Knight and go into this. No, I'm kidding. I do have to finish it.
To pay people more, thus keeping our wages low. Because the obvious solution here is literally just paying people more. That's what finally helped Lee and Runita break out of their debt cycles. Lee when they got a better paying job, and Runita when she got a raise at her current job.
One day I would just love to not have to think about it. Like, I don't have to be filthy rich. I just don't want to have to think about what's in my bank account every day. That'd be nice. Because all I care about is making his life better.
Thank you for watching the...
Man. What a dystopian freaking place, man. What a dystopian timeline we live in. Jesus Christ. We literally have like a mom just saying like, hey, all I want is just to like provide a life for my kid. And then capitalism's like, nah, can you, how about getting in debt though? Can I interest you in a little bit of debt, please? We're a single income and I do the bills. It's bleak, dudes. Yeah, I mean, I completely get that. Hornet's movements are a bit different. Ghost and Hollow Knight can pogo off enemies with their sword. With their nail, the sword. Hornet can do something similar, but it's at an angle and takes a bit of getting used to. Cool. I'm more or less familiar, so maybe the mechanics will take a second to adapt. I think we were talking about this earlier. We're not asking for the moon. Yeah, selling dope is illegal, but making sure that a single mother and a single mother with a child to take care of is in perpetual debt. That's cool. It's a plant. Exactly. Well performed. Look, I'm doing my best, okay? Coming off this Florida announcement, you are doing great. Hey, Peacefire, thank you. Appreciate that. Welcome. Hey, folks. If you haven't done so already, consider checking out Peacefire. Been lurking and enjoying for a bit. Appreciate that. Please go check out Peacefire. Phenomenal streams. Phenomenal streams. Universal basic income, then companies have to pay more. Yep. I mean, I wouldn't be against a UBI program if it's, put in the right way. As a stopgap, so long as there's some kind of understanding that this is kind of a bridge, right? So long as we're in understanding that building a UBI program would just be a bridge to something different, then I would be in favor of it. Like, I wouldn't be in favor of like Andrew Yang's UBI. Back in the day. That's not the kind of UBI I would be doing, but it can work. It can be a useful program in the meantime. It would make a huge difference to some families. Exactly. That's why I'd be in favor of that, to get some relief to people in the immediate if that's all the tools I got. Universal basic services is even better. Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. ¿Por qué no los dos? Yeah, I mean the goal would be that this would serve as some kind of bridge, right? This would serve some kind of bridge, and in the immediate you can get some relief to people. Universal basic sandwich. Ha! Yeah. RFK cast doubt on vaccines, clashes with Democrats over COVID shot access. Cool stuff happening in the US of A. Health and Human Services, Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. doubled down on false claims about vaccines and claimed that he isn't limiting access to COVID shots during his Senate testimony on Thursday as senators grilled him on his sweeping changes to immunization policy and federal health agencies. Kennedy said he supports a statement made by the newly appointed member of a key government vaccine panel that mRNA... Okay, so the person that he's talking about is, I believe, Robert Malone. Okay, that's who I believe he's talking about. Of a key government vaccine panel that mRNA vaccines pose a dangerous risk to people. Numerous studies have demonstrated that shots using mRNA technology, including COVID vaccines from Pfizer and Moderna, are safe and effective, and serious side effects have happened in extremely rare cases. Senator Michael Bennett noted that the committee member, Dr. Retsef Levy, had said the evidence is mounting that mRNA vaccines cause serious harm, including death, and especially among young people. Okay, so I was incorrect. They're talking about another quack, Dr. Retsef Levy. I apologize. That was incorrect. There's an SEGM conference in Berlin, which is bad news. Oh. Yeah, these are just some, like anti-trans, transphobe people. This is the guy that says don't take health advice from him. Yep. Hold my beer. SEGM is a Christo-fascist anti-trans front organization. Yeah, that's definitely the vibes I got. And I didn't even like deep dive. I just like Google search it real quick because I wasn't sure about what that was. Going and what's happening over there. But yeah, that sounds about right. Did you cover the anti-trans gun regulation? Republicans now believe in gun control, keeping them from trans people. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know. I didn't see that. But this doesn't surprise me. They talked about this earlier. They talked about this. So like even though, and we've had these conversations, right? Like these people have they don't care about any they don't care about any principle at all. They don't care about any principles at all, including their precious Second Amendment, which they claim is like one of the most sacred things that they pretend to care about, right? The Second Amendment, right? What is it? Shall not be infringed unless you're trans. Yeah, no guns for Black Americans either. Yep. I tell everyone not to take health advice from me, so I force so I guess my only option is to force it onto them. Yep. You can send me that article to me directly, Offworld. Apparently referring to a post pinned by Levy's Twitter account, Kennedy appointed Levy to the Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices, which advises the CDC on vaccine recommendations and insurance coverage. Kennedy said he wasn't aware of Levy's comments, but added that I agree with it, even though there's no evidence. Of this. He claimed that anyone could get a COVID booster shot while also acknowledging that access depends on state and that the government no longer recommends vaccines for healthy people. Very cool stuff. The FDA approved a fresh round of COVID shots with new limits, only clearing them for adults ages 65 or older and with people with medical conditions that put them at risk for severe illness. The CDC said its vaccine panel will decide who to recommend the shots to later this month. I'm not taking them away from people, even though that's literally the exact opposite. Senator Elizabeth Warren argued that not everyone can walk into a pharmacy and get a COVID shot now. The FDA's new limits have complicated COVID shot access in the U.S., which now depends on patients' age and risk level, laws and policies in their state, insurance coverage, and healthcare provider. Pending CDC guidance, some pharmacies have added prescription requirements for COVID vaccines in certain states. You're clearly taking away vaccines. I mean, like, obviously, after a prolonged shouting match with Kennedy. Then we can't figure out what causes autism yet. Wait, were you in the majority? Okay, so actually, I don't know if this is just a coincidence, but were you in the Majority Report Twitch chat earlier? Because, like, man, we had one of those people come in. We had one of those people come in, you know. Like, they were literally coming in, they were coming in hot, in the majority report, saying like, isn't it curious? I mean, if you just think about it for 5 seconds, you would know the answer, but, you know, like, I'm not saying that vaccines cause autism. However, I think that it's an interesting question to ask, because how do we explain the rise in amounts of people diagnosed with autism? Curious. Like, okay, dude. Needless to say, that person did not last long. Did not last long in that chat. No, I wasn't. Okay, this is pure coincidence though. Like, we literally had one of those. And they literally like, well, what's the cause of the autism then? Like, well, I mean, you know, the same cause as the us realizing how many left-handed people there are. It just by nature of, you know, people not being stigmatized, and we have more information, we'll obviously find more cases. Yeah, exactly. Explain left-handed people. Right over their heads. It just went right over their heads. Yeah, I basically already knew it was related to genetics, but I don't think RFK knows that. I don't think RFK knows a lot about anything, to be honest. Quad Bennett, Satan having a baby in a new South Park Final Showdown coming on September 17th. I saw like a small clip of that. Yeah, another interesting question: is the Earth flat? I mean, I'm not saying that the Earth is flat. I'm just asking some questions. Like, have you seen what happens when you look out from an airplane and you can't see? Can you see the curvature of the Earth? I mean, I'm just asking questions, folks. Oh yeah, I agree with you, Nadia. I agree with you. I agree with you on both points. In fact, Republicans, at least here, I can speak for what they say here. They absolutely have said in social media that they would be in favor of taking away gun rights from trans people because of their belief that they're like mentally unstable or something, you know, and they shouldn't have guns. Saris, welcome. I always ask people, can you watch a ship disappear over the horizon? I mean, like, yeah, it's just not obvious. Like, it's just one of those things. Like, I'm tired, boss. Okay, I'm tired, boss. Like, I'm not dealing with this. Yeah, I don't have the time. We've done this song and dance for decades now. We've done this song and dance for decades now about, you know, about vaccines. We know where all of this like disinformation mostly came from. It was that anti-vaxxer quack. I think his name was Alan Wakefield. We don't. It's exhausting, folks. You know. Anyways. Kennedy's comments before the Senate Finance Committee come after he repeatedly promised the panel in January that he would do nothing as HHS Secretary that would make it more difficult or discourage people from taking vaccines, which he has. Since then, he's canceled funding for the mRNA shot development and made other vaccine policy changes that could limit access to immunizations, including gutting the CDC vaccine panel and dropping COVID shot recommendations for certain groups of people. His comments also follow leadership shakeup at the center of CDC. The White House last week fired the CDC director, Susan Monerares. 4 senior agency officials resigned shortly after, with some citing politicization of the agency and a threat to public health. In an opinion piece on Thursday, Monerares accused Kennedy of a deliberate effort to weaken America's public health system and vaccine protections. Yep, I mean, like, that's it. That's it. Hey, Epi. Welcome. Thank you all for the lurks. Time for some hedonism. Time for some food. That's what this is time for. So anyways, TLDR, I mean, you know, brace yourselves, folks. I said this at the beginning. I've said this at the beginning. But stay safe, folks. Really, make sure that if you have access to this kind of stuff, make sure that you're up to date. Talk to your doctor, so on and so forth. I mean, like, this is just bad stuff. I mean, like, never mind a new pandemic, something novel. Never mind that. Like, we're gonna have to worry about just like old pandemics, making a comeback. Fantastic stuff. They're almost certainly disappearing. Trans people have had people say that no news stories about it proves it isn't happening. It was stunning. I mean, you could say that, yeah. I mean, it's not unplausible. It's not impossible for that to be happening. Gonna call whatever comes out of Florida something interesting. Floriditis? Yeah. The moon is made out of spare barbecue ribs. I mean, I agree. In this day and age, we live in a post-truth world, so sure. Sure, the moon is made out of cheese or barbecue spare ribs. The earth is the shape of a velociraptor. Yeah. Swamp lung. Whatever, post-truth, in a post-truth world, it doesn't matter. Like, why am I even doing this? why am I even doing this? I could just spend 2 hours talking about, like, the most wild stuff. And it would still be valid in this day and age. Trigonometry can... I literally, I swear, I saw that and I thought of, like, the disastrous freaking annoying podcast Trigonometry. Oh, God. I instantly got triggered by by the word trigonometry because I just read it in that form. Anyways, the main point is Aristotle's meteorology collected 30 plus lines of evidence of the Earth being round in the 330 BC or later or earlier. Oh, 100%. 100%. This has been known. This has been known. I'm smoking my new invention, a rocket ship, 3 weeds, 2 hashes, and last beat weed wax. Oh my goodness. Well, bon voyage. Bon voyage. Bon voyage. The Christian Church, the Catholic Orthodox Great Schism, wasn't until 1054 AD was obsessed with Aristotle. Everybody knew everything Aristotle wrote throughout the Middle and Dark Ages. Rocket Man. My disgusting bong is just fine. It'll be alright. Alright, folks, let's get through this last one. I think is the only one we have time for. House Republicans launch bill to extend the health subsidies past the midterms because they're panicking, folks. It turns out that making people's health care more expensive is pretty unpopular. 10 House Republicans are leading new legislation that would extend enhanced tax credits for the coverage under Democrats' 2010 health law. This is actually wild that this is where we're at. But okay, while it's unlikely to be enacted as a standalone proposition, it could offer the GOP a path forward on this issue and sends an important signal that the party is increasingly seeing the real political risk and letting these subsidies expire at the end of the year. So basically, it's like the Obamacare subsidies that were enacted by Democrats. They are going to cut that by the end of the year, meaning next year, coincidentally by the midterms, health premiums will be higher, and that might reflect poorly on the people that did those cuts, i.e. the Republicans. In Congress, I've made my top priority to protect Virginians, particularly seniors and small business owners and middle-class families, from the burden of rising costs, said Republican Jen Kygans. Yeah, no doubt. No shot that you care about Virginians or Americans at all. Although it is time to end all the COVID-related incentives, we must be mindful of the impact this will have on families covered by the Affordable Care Act. Yeah, whatever. I mean, yeah, sure. You can pretend that you have some kind of heart, but let's be real. Crumbs, please. The Republican Party says no. Again, this money makes all the difference to so many people. 100%. I only found this because I have a friend who is going to be directly impacted by this, should this go through. I mean, her insurance is about, let's say, $200, and let's say these subsidies are gone, that could possibly double or more her health insurance. That could double or more her health insurance. Oh, 100%. I agree with you, Nadia. I mean, this has been exhausted. This has been exhausted. The fact that there's still people that believe that there's the flat Earth. I mean, it's just wild. It's wild to me. Wild stuff. I've never seen Cinema Survivors. I gotta check that out. Power Report will be on, Dan, from the internet? Yes. Majority's error was that they expected uninterrupted ocean all the way between Europe and Asia instead of Americas. Yep. Congress needs to develop a responsible, sustainable plan before these COVID credits expired. Raising costs for families with little notice and potential stripping them of access to care is simply unacceptable. No, it is very acceptable. It's just not acceptable. It's the only reason they're even pretending to care is because they know the midterms are coming. The legislation could extend the subsidies for 1 year, punting the issue past the 2026 midterms, which, I mean, this is all we need to know. This is all we need to know because, the whole point of this article, right, is to lay out the fact that the Republicans, this gives it away, right? This gives away the game. The Republicans don't actually care about this. What they're worried about is the fallout from the rising costs of premiums. If they can punt this past the midterms, if they can punt this past the midterms, then they'll just do whatever they wanted to do anyways. Assuming that they win, right? Assuming that they survive the midterms, right? So yeah, I mean, it's a bet. Like they're basically betting to try to win the midterms and then do this horrible policy anyways. These subsidies were originally created in 2021 as part of a massive COVID relief act and then extended through 2025 as part of the 2022 climate law. Both of these laws were championed by Democrats with no Republican support. So yeah, I mean that's it, right? That's it. Cinema Survivors, an affiliate channel, Lance is trying to earn the required watch hours to monetize, which I thought was a sub count per another streamer thinking. Huh. I thought it was sub count, but it's both, isn't it? You have to have a certain amount of watch hours plus subs in a certain amount of time in a month or something. Access to care is such a disgusting neoliberal weasel word phrase. Yep, I agree with you. So just to be clear, like if you hear Republicans try to pretend like they all of a sudden, wanna care about the measly crumbs that people got during COVID, because previously they were bemoaning all these subsidies. Previously they were bemoaning all these small relief packages that the Democrats were trying to were pushing, and now all of a sudden they're saying like, oh well, maybe we should like put a pause on that until after the midterms, because we deeply care about our constituents until after the midterms. Just what we need. Cuts to supplying the plebiscite voice in the vote in the U.S. Constitution by buying people with an actual vote. No third party. Yeah, we're so smart. We're doing great, folks. To all the normies out there, folks, make no mistake. Should they manage, because like this could all end up not even happening at all, and those subsidies will go away at the end of the year anyways. But in the event that somehow they manage to punt those subsidy cuts next year, make no mistake about it, they're only doing this because they're afraid, and they're only doing this because the midterms are coming up to try to save face. Okay, but make no mistake about it, they don't care. Yeah, if this is clearly caring, then I'd hate to see their mean side. Yeesh. Facts. The amount of money they printed for COVID could have gotten everyone a $10,000 check instead. If we taxed billionaires how they are supposed to be taxed, yeah. Alright, folks, I gotta get out of here. Let me make sure I got everything going before we get out of here. Everybody, including MAGA, knows that capitalism is dying. They just want to squeeze every last bit of blood. Yep. Representatives or rank and file, any like oligarch, representative, capitalist, probably would be the group I'd put them in, because like obviously like the bag of people that are working class have nothing. They have nothing but their delusions. Have nothing but their delusions. Yeah, fodder. That's about it. But everyone else trying to scrape every last bit by, like, I don't know, selling Trump 2028 hats for $50. You know, scam here, scam there, making sure the oligarchs get their tax breaks. You know, all of that kind of plays into this. But it's not gonna be the MAGA like people, right? Those folks aren't gonna see a penny of that. Not a penny. Not a penny. They're fodder. Yeah, a scam. Here's a scam. There's a scam. Everywhere's a scam. Exactly. Anyways, folks, thank you all for being here. Appreciate it. Make sure you do all the things. I forgot to say all my spiel at the beginning, but do all the things, folks. Make sure you check out the merch store. Hit the exclamation mark tip. Join the Discord, folks. Join the Discord. Check out the Substack. Check out my show on this space at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesdays. If you want to support the channel, there you go. There's all the links. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Michael Hasser. Thank you, Heat, for modding the chat. Appreciate every one of you. Thank you for all the subscriptions and the gifted subs. Appreciate it. You guys are what makes this channel go. I will be back on Monday about 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Spread the word, folks, and join my show on this space at 7 p.m. on Tuesdays. As always, folks, if you're on the YouTubes, well, there you have your suggestions. Somebody, So Life, said there's the Surfs, and there's also This Space Live. If you're on Twitch, join me on the raid, folks. We're heading out. Thank you all for being here. Huge shout out to the mods, and of course, Peacefire. Thank you. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate it. Time for food. Yeah, dude. Ground level news. Appreciate it. Thank you. 100% Epi. Stay safe, everyone. Thank you. Appreciate it. Ladybug, thank you. Welcome to Good Burger. Have a nice weekend. Thank you. Appreciate it. Bad Lefty, Soul Life, Michael Hassler, everyone, Heat, Moaneb, Nadia, Looney Tunes. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, let me get out of here, folks. Welcome to Good Burger. I forget the rest of the line. It's been a minute. Kirkenstein's Monster, thank you. Movie on Saturday or South Park? Either one works for me. Join the Discord. All right, folks. As always, please stay safe. Please take care of each other. I love you all, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. See ya. Hey, mouse landed. Look at that. Hang tight, folks. We're heading out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye-bye.